Hi Jenny fans, you're going to have to excuse me a little bit. I've been tremendously ill, so I probably look like my face has been gently rubbed over with wire wool, but there is a lot of flu-like colds, or if you're the males of the species, man flu, going around. But today I thought I'd do another box opening and review, and it's a particular company that I've been watching with some interest for some time, and they're new to the market, well certainly to the market of model railways. They're Oxford Diecast. They've been doing an awful lot of cars, things like that, but this is their first foray into the world of model railways. And it's a good deal cheaper than the Bachmann or Hornby offerings, and certainly up to the sort of high standards that we've come to enjoy from the likes of Bachmann with open wagons. So this is the Oxford Rail 7-plank end-tipping goods wagon in a private owner railway livery. And we're going to open this up and we're going to take a look. Now the first thing we notice is that the style of the box is pretty much the same kind of format as the newer Hornby items and certainly the Bachmann items, so the box itself should just fit right in with the storage of any of those other manufacturers' items. So we're going to open this up now, and it's pretty much just like any of the other manufacturers' items. We've got the standard cardboard outer. There's no back card or anything like we used to see in some of the Bachmann items, and we've got excuse me. And we've got an eye-catching colour design here, which makes it stand out from any of the other items that the competition are doing, so you won't miss these on the shelves. Inside the packaging, we've got this plastic blister, and we just unclip that, just like any of the other manufacturers, and we've got the wagon inside there. And the first thing that I can see with these is, certainly this example, we've got a nice crisp printing on the lettering of the livery there. Now this is something that certainly I saw with my own eyes. Some of the previous releases that came just immediately before this hit the shops were red, and I think there's a Leamington Spa Gas and Coke company, something like that. And the lettering looked very pink, but it's nice to see with this that Oxford Rail have taken on board the criticisms from those initial releases and have addressed that with the second batches that have started to come through. Now I know that these wagons have, despite flaws on the previous versions, have been selling very quickly, so you have to be very quick to get in and buy these in the shops. And I think a lot of this is down to the very, very competitive price that these are coming out at, with an RRP of around £8.95. So trolling around, you can possibly even find them a little bit cheaper than that. But that is remarkably good value for money. Now we can see that the printing is pretty crisp, and the detail on the wagon itself looks pretty good. The only thing that I would possibly say is that the W-irons and springs look a little bit flat to me. But, you know, then again, we're comparing this with other models and not necessarily the real thing. It's certainly not as bad as the earlier Hornby items, and there's some really terrible Hornby items that have been on the market since the late 90s, and quite frankly this comes in at a lower price and a far better quality. I can't really see how Hornby can make any money selling some of this older tat unless they radically drop those prices. We've got a nice representation underneath of the underframe, and that's something which I'm not seeing on the likes of the Bachmann or the Hornby quite so much. So we've got the planking, we've got the actual frame of the wagon, and even the drawbar coupling representation there. Now in some ways I look at stuff like that and think, well, when are you going to actually have on your layout these wagons upside down? But on the other hand, I suspect that Oxford Rail knew that they had to pull out all the stops, because effectively they were coming in late to the party, and they had to make sure that this wagon competed very favourably with the other wagons that the competition had on the market. What they've actually chosen is pretty much the same diagram of wagon that Bachmann have been doing for a great many years since they introduced their branch line products. And again, a lot of people have criticised this, saying, well, when you're going to all the trouble of tooling a complete new wagon from scratch, perhaps it might be better to choose a diagram of wagon that was slightly different to the ones already on offer. They've chosen not to do this, but this particular type of wagon is one which can be produced in so many different liveries, and certainly it's the bread and butter of the likes of the Bachmann wagon range, and I can see it being the bread and butter of the Oxford Rail range. I've also heard that these are selling out very, very quickly, so they're certainly doing something right, and I'm looking very much forward to the release of the Adams Radial, which will be their very first locomotive, which should be coming sometime probably in the very early new year. Well, there we have it. There's not really much else to say about this wagon. We've got on the inside probably a much better representation of what the insides of these wagons would have looked like in reality. We have an attempt at mimicking where the doors would open. It's not perfect, but with these wagons you've got to remember that the feasibility of moulding the inside detail and the outside detail and still be able to withdraw these wagons from the injection moulding tooling means that the detail that we've got here is very well executed given the limitations of popping these wagons out at what is a very competitive price. Anyway, that's pretty much all I've got to say about this wagon. Would I buy more of the Oxford Rail wagons and range as it develops? Certainly yes. The price, they cannot be ignored. And also Oxford Rail, being a division of Oxford Diecast, the stuff is made in their own factories that they have 100% control over. So the kind of lead times which we've started to see from the likes of Hornby and maybe to a lesser extent Bachmann should be averted with Oxford Diecast having complete control over every part of the supply chain. It also means that hopefully these wagons will start appearing in a great many more outlets than the Bachmann or the Hornby range have, on account of the fact that there are a lot more outlets that stock Oxford Diecast vehicles. So we'll wait and see how the supply works for these, but at the price, this is amazing value for money. Now, I hope you liked this video, I hope it was informative to you. Don't forget to like it and share it too, and subscribe to the channel and you'll be the first to hear about new videos as and when they come up. Anyway, this is a slightly ill and rough feeling Jenny, so you take very good care of yourself, and hopefully by next time I'll be a little bit better. You take very good care of yourself, and bye for now. Hey there, Jenny fans. No, that's cheesy. Well, hello there. Hello. What would be the best way to come in?
Hi Jenny fans, are you loving the channel? Is that a euphemism? Are euphemisms? Or are you against them? No, just say hi.
My name is Deza. I plow the space lanes, picking up debris and salvaging derelicts. It's a dangerous job, but the pay is good. At least I used to think so, before my ship came across our last derelict. We thought it was the payday of a lifetime. We were wrong. Nobody should have to go through what I did on that derelict. I barely made it out. Now they want me to go back.